Welcome back. Advocates for the mixed martial arts, or MMA, as they call it around the Capitol, are making a push for legalization in the state. While most people know MMA from the televised Vegas battles in the octagon, there's a lot more to it than that. Joining me here in our, I guess, sort of octagonal plywood hut is Olympic gold medalist Ronda Rousey. Is that how you say it?
Yes, it was actually bronze medal.
I'm sorry, a bronze medalist. That's okay. You know what? I wouldn't even get the wood medal. So it's nice to meet you. And the UFC's VP for Regulatory Affairs, Mark Ratner. How are you?
Very well. Pleased to be here with you.
So first of all, what is, for people who don't follow it, for people who don't read The New Yorker, because there was a very interesting article in The New Yorker about MMA, what is MMA, UFC, the octagon? What are we talking about here?
Mixed martial arts is the name of the sport. And it's very simple. It's a combination of different disciplines. You have wrestling, you have jiu-jitsu, you have striking, and so you have a mixture of these different judo, and you have a mixture of these sports, and they put them all together. And that's why it's called that. The UFC is the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
They're not exactly the same thing. We're talking about two different things, right?
The UFC is a promoter. The sport is mixed martial arts.
Got it.
Exactly right. So two different things. We're in 45 states now. So we're doing very well. In the last 5 years, we've had 20 states added to the rolls.
So if you're in 45 states, and there are 50 states that make up the United States, that means there are 5 that you're not in.
Two of the states, Montana and Alaska, do not have athletic commissions. 3 of the states, Vermont, Connecticut, and New York, do have athletic commissions, have not approved the sport yet. Vermont and Connecticut were in the legislatures. We're going there today. We feel that both of those states in the next 3 to 4 weeks will be on board, and New York will be the only state.
Very good political strategist, Mark Ratner. You are making New York feel alienated.
Well, it's very important. It's nonsensical that we do not have the sport approved in the state of New York.
Let's go to Ronda. You are a bronze medalist, I'm assuming, in judo?
Yep. Okay,
so can we put up her? So tell us about your Olympic, your experience, and how come you got into this particular?
Well, I was in the
What's a nice girl like you doing in this?
Well, my mother is actually the first American to ever win the World Championships in judo in 1984.
Oh my gosh,
and
that's
she,
great.
yeah, she did this while, working as a single mother as an engineer, getting her PhD and all this stuff. Amazing woman, came from poverty, small. You look at her, she's like this big, just the meanest little Venezuelan woman you ever see. I've seen 6'5" men just cower in front of her. She just has this presence, And she got me into fighting she got me into judo when I was 11. It was my first tournament. It was on my birthday, so I counted from then. And she went to go visit her old teammates, and I went and tried it out. I was a swimmer before that, and I tried it out. It was just so fun because swimming, you swim and you go, And judo is just so much creativity to it, There's no one right way to do something.
Well, it's sort of a strategic thing. You have to think a lot.
It's creative because, in swimming, there's one way to do the breaststroke. If you don't do the breaststroke that exact way, you get disqualified or DQ'd, and that used to happen to me sometimes. And in judo, my mom would tell me, she's like, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it works. You need to develop your own style and be creative, blah, blah, blah. So judo was fun,
What Olympics were you in?
I was in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. I was actually the youngest judo competitor that year. I was 17 years old. And then the last Olympics, I also competed, was Beijing. I was 21. I got the bronze medal, which coincidentally is the first, I was the first American woman to win a medal in judo since it became a fully recognized sport in '92.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, but you know what is really even more impressive is a few months after that, when I won my Olympic medal, I was living in my car because I lost money on the Olympics.
This is a very this is a great way to segue into your life with MMA.
Yeah, and that it saved me, really. I was living in my car and I had no education, no work experience. I spent all my life, the amount of time and money and perseverance people spend on medical degrees and PhDs on a skill I can't use in the job market. You know,
not a lot of call for judo like
no,
in the legislature.
There's not. And
at least in America.
It's sad because, you know, I felt like I lucked out so much that I have this career here for me and I'm good at it. And I just, you know, I happen to have all these skills at the perfect time and it just kind of fell into my lap. But, you know, if every single state was trying to keep me out of work the way that, you know, New York is not wanting MMA here, I can't work here. If every state was like that, I would be homeless.
So what is it that you would like to see legalized? Like what is specifically when it comes to mixed
martial arts? It is legal already. I just want it to be able to be regulated.
How do our regulations compare to other states? What are we lacking?
What we're lacking is the ability of the Athletic Commission to approve the sport, and we have to do it legislatively because it was banned here in 1997. The Athletic Commission wants to do it. These fights are going on underground. They're being done with no regulatory board over
like
it.
Like Fight Club?
Yeah, it's very much like Fight Club. Exactly. That's a very good example. So
the first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
Okay, I point something out really quick, though. Is something I learned today, which I didn't even know, was amateur mixed martial arts is legal. So you can have MMA in New York, but you can't pay the fighters. So the only way we can have it here is that every person in the building makes money except for the fighter, then it's legal. Why has it become illegal when I start making a living?
There are people who say that it sets a bad example for kids, like Assemblyman Bob Riley, who's been pretty vocal about this. So your point then, Rhonda, is that it's happening anyway.
Yes.
And it's the fact that it's happening anyway and the fighters aren't being compensated is yet another way that they're being taken advantage of.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, I'm not going to address the fact that he thinks that, you know, it's bad. You know, I disagree on that, but I don't even think that's the point, you know, because it is here already. The point that someone thinks it's bad or good, it doesn't change the fact that it's already here. MMA is already in New York. It's already legal. It's just not regulated. And if it's not regulated, I can't make a living. You know, so it's pretty much, I just want to be able to work. That's
okay.
It.
All right. So would you really, if you had your druthers, do you really want to be beaten up in a ring?
I had my what?
You know, you had your choice.
I could have gone to USC. I could have gotten a free scholarship to USC. You know, like.
So why do you choose to do this? I mean, I'm only asking because, you know, we don't think of women punching each other out.
You know what? It is very true. We don't think of women doing a lot of things, which is, I think, a big problem. And one thing that I never thought of myself doing is sitting. You know, I was not meant to sit at a desk, and a lot of women are expected to. And you know, I know that, you know, that's an option a lot of people go with and they're very happy with.
Well,
but it
there's
wasn't
not two options. It's not just sit at a desk or go to the octagon. I mean, there's other options.
There is in between, but I was looking at, okay, what kind of careers would I like? And I looked at what kind of education is required for all of them. And I just did not enjoy formal education at all. You know, sorry, I touched my mic.
Yes, okay.
Did we all like
boing, boing?
Are we gonna make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I didn't want to be miserable for 8 years to do something that I would be okay with.
Right.
You know, I wanted to be able to do a job that I love and enjoy, and I want to wake up every morning and be excited about it.
So you invested the time, again, that others would have spent going to college in becoming an Olympic champion, and you wanted to use that skill.
Yeah, I'm just saying the unbeaten path is kind of bumpy, you know? I'm just trying my best.
and a champion in MMA already.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just won the World Championship last month.
I'm sorry, I don't know that.
Oh,
congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful. And I bet that there are some people here who are going to want your autograph.
Well, I haven't met any yet. I don't know.
But as the day progresses, they will. And
yes.
But let me just say, today I think that the Senate is going to bring our MMA bill up and approve it.
Now, tell us about, is this the Griffo bill?
This is the Griffo bill.
Tell us about the Griffo bill, because Griffo is from Utica.
Very, very supportive. I believe that we'll probably have a plurality in the Senate of maybe, if they have 25 votes, we'll have 18 of them, something like that. It's going to be very, very overwhelming. Then we want to get to the Assembly. We want the bill introduced.
Who are you talking to in the Assembly? Because that's where you're going to have the more bumpy road.
Right. It's Morelli, I believe is how you say his name, Joe.
Yep, Joe Morelli from Rochester.
And a very big supporter and is championing our bill. Mm-hmm. So we're excited about that. Last session and the session before in the Assembly, We get through the tourism committee overwhelmingly. We get through the codes committee overwhelmingly. We come to Ways and Means, and we have the votes there. And somehow, we never get out of committee.
Things may change because the most vocal opponent to this has announced that he's retiring.
Right. We respect Bob Riley. We certainly respectfully disagree with his take on the sport, and I saw him last night. It's not about him personally, but he is championing this opposition. But we love debating him because we feel that we have the right side.
Let's talk about money for a second. If the idea, the picture that one of your press releases paints it was really startling. So congratulations. Basically, you're having a press conference at Madison Square Garden promoting an event that was going to take place in New Jersey.
Right.
Yeah, that's a little painful. So how much money will New York reap from this?
We feel if we did an event, let's start in Western New York in Buffalo. We've done an economic study there, between $5 and $10 million of economic impact.
That's people coming, eating out to dinner, going to the event.
Rooms, drinks, renting cars. So we feel we would sell Buffalo out in a day.
Do you see this going hand in hand with any of the gambling initiatives that might take place?
I don't believe so. I think it's a separate issue completely. But I think that you will see.
I mean, we see in Vegas, that's where we watch MMA.
Right, but we're all over the world. Last Saturday I was in Sweden, in Stockholm, and we sold that 14,000 seats there. The people were begging to go to that fight. We did a show in Toronto with probably 20,000 New Yorkers. We sold 55,000 seats last October in one night. For a one-night show. So
how much of this money, this economic benefit, goes to the actual participant?
I'm taken care of. I'm well taken care of.
Well, are you taken care of because you're a spokesperson too?
No.
No.
Okay. I'm taken care of because I do my job well.
How much do you make?
Publicly, I made $15,000 to fight and $17,000 to win my last fight. That was $32,000 for 4 minutes of work. But
4 minutes?
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Well, and a lifetime of practicing to get there.
You know, for what I actually did for the money. Now, that doesn't count what, the
training.
The UFC and Zuffa and all of them, I think they get a lot of a bad rep for not taking care of their athletes because they purposely don't publicize a lot of what they pay them. Like, I got a bonus for my fight that I'm not going to say what it was, but they didn't have to give it to me at all. And it wasn't because I'm a spokesperson or anything like that. It was because that I did everything that I could to promote that fight. It was successful, and they were happy with it.
So what are we, the one thing we're looking for today is the Griffo bill, and what has to happen in the Assembly? Just wrap it up for us.
That they'll introduce the bill there once we get through the Senate, and we need a positive vote.
And then after that, it
goes to the governor. If both houses decide that they've approved the bill, it goes to the governor, and I believe he'll sign it.
Has he said that he will sign it? I don't recall hearing him say.
I've been led to believe that he will sign it.
Okay. All right. Well, is there going to be any fights around Albany that we can go and see the judo champion?
I know. It's going to be May 5th. It's going to be in Jersey. I'm going to be there not to fight, actually. I'm going to be there looking like a girl. And I'll be there in a dress.
I doubt you can help but look like a girl.
Have you seen me fight yet?
No, but I'd like to. That would be interesting.
But nothing around Albany at this time. But the Times Union we've talked to, the new arena, Barclays in Brooklyn. I mean, everybody's begging us to come. We just want the authority to be able to do it.
UFC's VP of Regulatory Affairs, Mark Ratner, an Olympic gold medalist or bronze medalist. You're the gold medalist in our mind.
Strikeforce champion, though. That sounds better.
Yeah.
Now I'm number one, just in a different sport.
Ronda Rousey, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.